21 days in the backcountry.
Hello everybody, this is Killarney Provincial Park in Northern Ontario, Canada, and we are Amateur Adventurers, back for the greatest outdoor adventure we have ever done. In 2022, my wife Sugar Pie and I came to Killarney and spent just over a week completing the infamous 78-kilometer Cloche Silhouette Trail for the first time ever. It was the longest backcountry adventure we had done yet. And while it challenged us both physically and mentally in so many ways, it also rewarded us with gorgeous scenery, stunning views, and a sense of accomplishment like we had not felt before. Now, 1 year later, we're back to do it again, and it only starts there. Beginning in the main campground, we would take on the 78-kilometer Cloche Silhouette Trail once again, spending 7 days and 6 nights in the backcountry before finishing in the campground, where we would get a hot shower, pick up some extra gear, and a resupply of food before setting off the following morning on a 120-kilometer canoe route through one of the most rugged and stunning wilderness landscapes in all of Ontario, over the course of an additional 2 weeks. We would not only get to revisit some of our favorite spots from last year's adventure, we would also get to see and discover for ourselves so much more than we would have ever imagined, and challenged ourselves yet again in whole new ways. For anybody who's ever been to or spent any time in Killarney, Ontario, this was a dream trip, and we feel so lucky to have lived it. So come along with us as we explore this amazing place in a way we've never done before, as we spend 21 days in the backcountry.
I'm not what you would call a morning person. At home, I'd be happy to sleep in as long as I can. In the backcountry, it's not actually much different.
Look! The caterpillar stirs within the cocoon. Pretty soon a beautiful butterfly will emerge. I think.
Once you get up and have a look around, you find getting out of bed early is not so bad. You could even say that it's worth it. And there's always important things that need to be done.
Some day 2 foot maintenance?
Yeah. But these are really good. This is a blister kit.
Yeah.
And it comes with all sorts of different sizes for your blisters.
I tried 2 different pair of hiking boots so far. And on this trip, I actually used the same boots that I wear for 8 hours a day at work. Just fine. And still didn't make it through the first day without getting blisters.
Okay, so where are you putting that?
Right on my blister that's at the side of my toe.
Wow. First war wounds of the adventure.
Sure.
I seem to recall this occurring last year, about this time, day 2.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll get this foot wet.
We can only hope, huh?
I think not.
Mm-hmm.
Since we were spending 21 days in the backcountry, we didn't want to be eating the exact same things every day. So our breakfast selections included 3 different flavors of instant oatmeal or pancakes, which we hoped to have with blueberries before the trip was over.
So what's for breakfast?
Quaker oats.
What flavor?
Apple.
Oh, apple cinnamon?
Yeah, apple cinnamon.
Cool.
Whoops. Might have put too much water in. Oh well.
Sugar Pie's having an apple and cinnamon soup for breakfast.
It will be fine.
Apple and cinnamon oat soup.
There we go. Hey, it's not that bad.
Ah.
I want to go on record to say apple and cinnamon oat soup tastes pretty good.
First breakfast on our 2023 Killarney adventure. How is it?
It's good.
Good. Awesome. I'm going to have some of my own.
While I wouldn't call it the most spectacular campsite we have had or would have on this trip, Kirk's Creek is still a pretty spot in its own way.
So Sugar Pie's demonstrating the little bit less glamorous side of camping, you know, as opposed to the luxury washrooms and accommodations. You gotta wash your own dishes. So she's rinsed these all off and washed them as best as she could down in Kirk's Creek here, and now she's just sort of doing a little bit of a rinse up with the filtered water.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you up to?
Just packing up the few remaining ones.
Packing up the few remaining what?
Packing up just like my cell phone and my water bottle and my spare shoes.
A lot of backpackers will bring a pair of running shoes, flip-flops, or sandals to wear around camp. Since we would be taking a canoe around the park when we finish the trail, we brought something else.
I'll show those off. What are they? They're water shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're water running shoes.
Yeah. Kinda.
Pretty much. They have good grips at the back.
Yeah. They're new for this trip.
Everything we would take on this trip was organized and packed by my husband at home before we left, and he did a really good job of fitting everything into my pack. I found it to be a little bit more difficult.
Believe it or not, this is the same things in her pack that was in there yesterday, and it did fit. And actually there's less in there because we ate some of the food.
Yeah. Everything's in.
Alright, so here comes the painful part, huh?
Yeah, here it comes.
Did it get lighter?
Hell no. But hey, it's on.
That's it. We're going to grab our hiking poles and we're going to hit the trail.
First day on the trail, we hiked 14.6 kilometers to our campsite on Kirk Creek, and by the end, felt every bit of it. It'd be our longest single day hike yet. Until day 2, where we had a 15.3 kilometer hike to our next campsite on the north side of Three Narrows Lake.
Pretty.
Alright, let's go.
Anytime you get into an open area in Killarney, things are going to be pretty. Whether that's a lake, marsh, creek, or bog. Not always easy to get through, but still pretty.
There's some prickly-ish bushes in there, huh?
Yeah, that's why I was laughing. It's like a pile of prickly bushes.
Yeah. Today's supposed to be a mostly flat day for us. We have no major climbs, but we got a whole bunch of these little ones because Killarney never gives up on you. It wants you to earn everything.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. So
Up,
sugar.
down.
Yeah. So Sugar Pie's earning it today. It's gonna be worth it. Wait till you see the site we got.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
We were off to H21. I was told it would have one of the nicest views of any campsite we've had yet. And we have camped in some pretty spectacular places since we started adventuring together. So I was really looking forward to it. Three Narrows Lake is big. We would be spending the whole day just going from its south side to the north. This was great because it was hot, and although we started with full bottles of water from our campsite, the water from this lake here seemed much more appealing than when we had left, and we would need a lot of it throughout the course of the day. So we made a point of stopping at every campsite we could along the way to refill and to check them out, so when we come back here again, we would know what sites we would like to stay at and which to avoid. H16 on Three Narrows Lake is a really nice looking campsite in a pretty good spot. We'd be happy to stay there on another trip.
We'll see what Sugar Pie's up to.
Just filtering some water.
Oh yeah, so where are we and what are you doing?
We're at Three Narrows and we grabbed some water because the water here is nicer than the water that we had at camp. So we're refiltering some water and gonna enjoy some from Three Narrows.
Cool. Look at Three Narrows Lake, at least a part of it.
We mentioned before that if I was left alone to find my way just about anywhere, I'd be in trouble. Besides having no natural sense of direction, I also sometimes have a hard time remembering names, numbers, or places. Which is really great, of course, because every time I return to a place after so long, it's all new again.
So our progress is alright, we're passing H what?
H17.
Yeah.
We're going to H18.
No we're not. We're going to H21.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, H21. We're going to H21.
Thank you. Here you go.
It was yesterday.
H18 was last year.
If it wasn't for our YouTube channel full of our adventure videos, I probably wouldn't believe half the things that we have done the last couple of years. Eventually we stopped at another one of our campsites from last year's trip.
Where are you coming from?
H18.
And what were you doing there?
Taking a break.
Awesome.
Getting some water.
Yeah. Cool.
Which was quite the experience if you ever been to H18 to
Cool.
get the water.
Yes.
It was a nice enough campsite, but water access was steep to say the least. And there's a cottage just across the lake, so you don't really have this section of lake to yourself, like you would on most of the campsites along the trail.
And we're off to what?
H21.
Alright. Cool. Let's go.
All right.
We'd also stop at H20 to check it out and get some more water.
Here comes Sugar Pie. We're rolling into H20 to get a refill on some water. We're not in any kind of danger, and actually we still have more than half of what we can carry, but never pass up water on the trail as much as we're sweating. It's middle or beginning of July here, so
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, you don't want to go past water without getting some.
Yeah. Once you take that pack off, and we'll deal with our water before we head out.
The Cloche Silhouette Trail is 78 kilometers long, unless you plan to camp along the way. While there's a few campsites practically on the trail itself, a lot of them are at least a short hike from the trail. And a few, like H21, are as far as a kilometer from the trail.
What have we found there, Sugar Pie?
H21.
And that means
Home for the night.
awesome. I think it's only a kilometer long in trail, so another 20 minutes we'll be there. I wish I was kidding, but I think that's actually fact, so let's head in.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you recognize this from last year's Cloche Silhouette series. Good for you. You may know it because this is exactly where we stopped and hunkered down in the rain on our third day out.
We're here. And yeah, it was like 20 minutes up and down a little bit.
Yeah. Come on, down. I promised her spectacular.
This is pretty great. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, spectacular.
It is spectacular.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome sight.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, it was a pretty grueling day, but it's a beautiful place.
Oh yeah, great reward.
We really didn't see much wildlife that day until we were all settled in at camp and watched a beaver slowly swim by and make its way into the marshy area in between our site and a nearby cottage. We didn't realize at the time, but the nearby beaver population had no intention of letting us sleep peacefully that night. We had a really nice day on the trail. We hiked further than we ever had in a day before. We got to check out some of the places and sites that we passed last year. And we got to spend a night at one of the prettiest campsites we've ever been to. Well, the hiking would only get more difficult after this. We were finally making it around to the parts of the trail we were looking forward to the most, and that was exciting.